ooh, this is the one time I feel like with the Black Clover chapter I'm going to come out of it. It's a little bit, I don't know, I'm a little bit weirded out, guys, by this chapter. Because there are parts of it I really liked it, and then I was a little bit like, I mean, I understand that we needed this chapter, like, to obviously give, like, a little bit to Gauche and some of the other characters. So, you know, it was really cool and all that, finding out about, like, Gray as well at the end of this chapter, which, you know, like, I completely forgot that character's name. Was like, wow, that character's name is Gray. And finding out, like, what Gray's true form was a bit of a, what the fuck at the end of this. But it was like, at the end of the day, they were going against fodder. Although, like, I know it's like, I do have to appreciate something with, like, this coming out the same day as, like, you know, the rest of the chapter days. Like, I'm kind of happy that Black Clover's finally gotten to that point now where it's like, you know, hey, we're coming out on, like, in the actual day that it's supposed to come out. And I hope, like, you know, that is a consistency. Like, you know, like, oh, the chapters just come out straight away. And it's like, yeah, that's really cool. And just, like, seeing, like, Gray's just like, yeah, I fucking did it and all that. I transformed into Gauche and all that and, like, ran away. And it's just like, Gauche was the real one, just came behind him, just used the mirror magic and just fucking destroyed one of those fucking white-eyed nice motherfuckers like that. It's like, yeah, that's what you get, you piece of shit. Like, you know, after everything. And it's just like, when we get to see, like, Charmy, and she's just there, like, falling asleep, and immediately both, like, Gauche and Gray, like, fall into, like, a fucking trap by another one of the Eye of the Midnight Sun members, and it's just like, shit, he's got my fucking Grimoire, yeah, I can't do anything about this. And it's just like, even, like, him saying, like, oi, forehead, wake the fuck up and all that, and it's just like, you can definitely see that there was character development in the chapter with Gauche, as he was, like, saying, I need to do this by myself, I need to think of something and all that, and it's just like, you know, at the end of this, he's like, you know, this isn't right, I was going to revert back to my old self, where it's like, I only rely on just me, and it's just like, using his own, like, you know, ability, like, and all that, and using, like, combining it with Gray stuff and all that, and, like, using all of this stuff, like, it's like, oh, we need to do something about this, and it's just like, yeah, but, like, honestly, like, you know, we got to see that one of the other members as well, that, like, you know, that they were supposed to go against, like, one of the Fish Eyes, actually ended up just getting, like, caught up as well, and we find out from this guy's magic, especially with the vine stuff, whoever, like, it, like, catches, it actually absorbs your magic, and you just get completely drained, and that's, like, you're pretty much fucked, like that. It's just like, yeah, like, you know, if I need you to do something and all that, like, Gray and all that, and so you're like, oi, forehead, someone's trying to steal your, like, your fucking meat right there, and, like, turning the fucking rock itself into a giant slab of meat, and just Charmy's just going, oi, like, proper British Cockney, like, coming out of her like that. Oi, stay away from that meat, you fucking belly, like that. It's just, and just seeing the insane amount of mana that she's got, and just like the guy, like, going, the fuck is this, a beast? And just does cotton creation magic, sleeping sheep like that. First strike, second strike, first strike, and I was like, overkill much, right? And just her, like, going, me, like that, give me fucking meat, and just, like, like, chewing on the fucking giant rock, and it's like, that's not, like, what it is. It's like, it's just a rock, and finding out, it's like, oh shit, like, Gray's used up all his magic after trying to transform that. I mean, there's some usability of it, like, obviously, like, you know, able to fake people out, and it's like, every time we've ever seen Gray, it's just been, like, this really, you know, big, like, kind of creepy form from what we've seen of, like, you know, with him, so I'm wondering, you know, like, what's happening with that, and then it's like, oh, I wonder if he's actually fat, and then turns out, it's a girl. Like, Gray was a girl all along, and it's just like this really shy little girl, and it's like, oh, it's embarrassing, look, and just like how Gauche just reacted, it's just like, can't move a millimeter, looking at a picture of my sister, and he's just like, wow, this fucking piece of shit, because he's like, he was looking at it, and he knows not that he, like, she was fucking cute, and I'm gonna lie, she was cute. It was a little bit of a silly thing, though, coming out there, like, at the end, it's like, oh, she's actually, like, a real form, and it seems like, you know, she's embarrassed of the real form, and that's why she transforms into other people, so she feels a little better, and just finding out, it's like, oh, how old are you anyway? I'm 24, and she's like, she's older than fucking Charming. It's like, yeah, you're a brat and all that, you should be the same age. Like, it was a goofy chapter, if you think about it. Finding out about Gray, and it was like, oh, alright, you know, there was a little, like, funny thing at the end of the day, like, you know, it was kind of, like, weird at the end, but other than that, the chapter, you know, it was alright. Like, I thought it was alright. I wasn't, like, amazed by it, although, you know, we've seen Charmy before, like, go in and take out, like, fucking, like, members before, and we've seen, like, you know, she's fucking strong. The same thing with Gauche. Not like the big main things we got out of this was Gray, like, finding out, like, what, like, she actually looked like, and then finding out as well about, like, Gauche kind of developing a little bit, like, you know, he's learned from, like, his time that he was teaming up with Asta in, like, the last arc, so I was like, alright, that's a nice little thing about it. It was just like Charmy just going in, it's like, I think it was a fine chapter. It wasn't this amazing one though. I got the giggles and all that. I thought it was like funny, but other than that, I'd give it a 5. Like honestly, I think I'd like, no, 5 is a little bit too cruel. I think a 5.5, like 5.5 out of 10. Like I think it was like, it was a good chapter. It was like an average chapter, I feel like, but I had some chuckles in it, and I did think there were some funny moments in it. But at the end of the day, they were going against fodder, and like the few little moments that we had with Gauche and Gray and like Charmy doing kind of the same thing that she did already, like that, it's like, I don't know, like it would have been nice if they went against some serious guys and, you know, give them a little bit more screen time. But, you know, like again, like regardless of what, they're still getting screen time. Like they're still getting moments, and there's still comedy moments to them. So I can appreciate that, because most series, like with Fairy Tail doesn't give the entire guild, you know, the love and the tension that, you know, some of the members need and all that. Like it's always the main Fairy Tail members, and it's like with this, it's like every Blackpool members, like so far, apart from that weird creepy one, like with the lipstick, like Gordon, I believe, like his name is, like the one that like couldn't come because obviously he doesn't like sun that much, like makes him sound like a fucking vampire. Like that was nice, you know, like every moment like that. And it's like, well, if we're gonna get that, then, because like the next chapter was saying like, oh, by the way, like, you know, we're going back to the Asta stuff with Ito, and I was like, alright, I'm super happy with that. You know, I would like, you know, it's like Vanessa, we only saw a little bit of her. I'd love Vanessa to get some more screen time. Like I really want that to happen. And then who knows, like Gordon's probably going to be the next one. It's like, we pretty much had the majority of every Blackpool member right now, and that makes me happy. Like, but at the same time, I was like, it could have been a little bit more interesting and all that. So other than that and all that, like, I enjoyed it, but I feel like, you know, there was some issues with it and all that. But like, other than that, like, I think you can appreciate it for what it is, regardless of what. But I am very much looking forward to next week's chapter. But other than that, let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. What you think about this Black Clover chapter? Did you really enjoy it? Did you like a bit surprised about Gray's reveal, kind of? But that's all from me. So thank you much for watching as always, and I'll see you guys next time.